What's going on, XFL fans and Last Lifers alike? It is I, Bravo33, the voice behind the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network. And before we get into this championship game, I just wanted to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for all the support, showing up to every stream, watching every game. I truly appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me since week 6 of the season, since all this COVID-19 nonsense came about. I don't want to be on here for long. I know you're getting sick of looking at my ugly mug already. I just wanted to say a huge shout out to you guys, the viewer, for coming out every week and doing your thing and being active in the comments. Just make sure you stick around at halftime. There's going to be a little sneak tidbit on the next project that we're working on. And yes, it's another simulation. And yes, I will be doing commentary. So without further ado, welcome to the XFL Championship. We have finally made it. This is the culmination of a season-long journey for these two fantastic teams. The 7-4 DC Defenders travel once again to TD-ECU Stadium to take on the 9-2 Roughnecks. The last time these two teams met, it was pouring rain, but the weather couldn't be any better for some championship football. Cardell Jones has had an up and down year, but has clicked at the right time to get the Defenders into the championship. MVP frontrunner PJ Walker has led the team to beat all season in great fashion, but it couldn't be done without the help of his top receiver Cam Phillips. Can this duo make it count in the final game of the year to hoist up the trophy? These final two teams do battle in an epic showdown to crown the 2020 XFL champion. DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks, this is the XFL Championship on the Last Life Gaming Network. Boys, ladies, gentlemen, children, dogs, cats, grandmothers, grandfathers, infants, toddlers, you name it, we have finally made it. We are here. It is the XFL Championship. There is the kick. DC will receive, and immediately you will see a big difference in today's game. No longer are we doing the 10-minute quarters. We are doing a full-length game today. So sit back, grab your favorite beer, your favorite chicken wings, and enjoy the ride. We are doing a full 60-minute
let's
game.
Run. Gun, split spread, weak draw. Ready, break.
And because of that, I was able to actually add a lot of the players that are actually on each of these two teams. So in a little bit, we'll be introducing you to the players that were added to each team for this championship game. But shotgun shots for Cardell Jones. He hands it off to Presley. Presley gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And let's take a look at the DC Defenders starting offense. At QB, it is Cardell Jones. They have two running backs, one being Jarrell Presley and the other being Donnell Pumphrey. The wide receivers are Eli Rogers and Rashad Ross. And at tight end, we have Kari Lee. I hope you guys are excited. I'm so pumped to call this game. I form set. There is the snap. He takes one drop back and he is stopped immediately, brought down to the ground by Colin the Nuisance Flugents. It is now 3rd and 12, but let's see who will be flanking Nugents. At linebacker, outside Beniquez Brown. Across the way from him is DeMarcus Gates. At safety, Marquestin Huff. And at corners, we have Dietrich Nichols and, at safety, Cody Brown. There is the snap again. It is a rollout play to the left. He won't have enough time, and Houston is all over DC to start this game off. We already have a 4th and long, and DC is going to be punting this ball away. If you are a Roughneck fan, you are happy with the way this game has started. Khalil Lewis is the deep man to return the ball for the Roughnecks. Terry Bowman will be punting this ball away from his own 2-yard line, barring any foolishness. There is the snap. Bowman corrals it, punts it towards the right. That is towards the bottom of your screen. Lewis corrals it up, lowers his shoulder, and is brought down by 3 DC defenders. And this is not ideal for DC that you are giving PJ Walker and company, great field position, only half of the field to deal with to start off this game. You gotta have an understanding that PJ Walker and company usually strike first in their games, and this is prime field position for them to do it. PJ sits in the shotgun set. He is flanked by James Butler at the top of your screen. There is a snap. He drops back, looking downfield, throws it, and it is tipped away by the corner. That is number 25, Desmond Lawrence. But let's look at this Houston offense. At QB, PJ Walker. At the tailback, that is James Butler. And we all know wide receiver Cam Phillips. Khalil Lewis, the newest addition in this version of our simulation. Nick Holley at wide receiver. So, again, this is a different look. We have a lot more XFL players in the game to give you a more XFL feel. And what better time to do it than at the championship game? 5 wide set, 3 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen for PJ. He takes the snap, he is looking, throws it over the middle, and his man gets hit. Good defense by the defenders. Cam Phillips not able to get his hands on it. Let's look at this DC defense. At linebacker, Jonathan Celestin and Jameer Thurman. At corner, Desmond Lawrence, who you saw knock that ball away just a few moments ago. At safety, Tyreek Kennell. Shown on your screen right now is none other than Amon Lukens. He is the other corner for the DC defenders. We have a bunch formation at the top of your screen. PJ Walker is going to roll out right. He's got plenty of time. Flings it towards the right side. Gets a complete pass, but he is not able to get any more than 3 yards. Khalil Lewis with the first reception of the XFL championship, and Pete Ellis will come out to punt this ball away. Guys, if you cannot tell my fever pitch excitement, we are only a minute and 55 seconds into this game, and I feel like I'm running out of breath already. It is a long ride. Like I said, grab your favorite beer, your favorite drink. We are here for the long haul. This will feel just like a football game you would watch on your TV screen. I am trying to give you top-notch commentary to match this top-notch simulation. Punt is up, and it will go to the defenders. Eli Rogers calls a fair catch at the 15-yard line, and that's where Cardell and company will start. So, despite a bad start for Cardell and company, for the defenders, they were able to play good enough defense to get this ball back. Now we're playing a little, you guys know it, hashtag FPF, a little field position football to start this championship game off. What I want to see is who is going to strike first. I-form set, it's 1 wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Let's see if they go to Presley on this one. They do. It's a handoff, and he coughs up the ball, and the Roughnecks are on it. The Houston fans are on their feet. We have our first turnover of the game, and Gates and company were the guys to jump on it. Gates were the one who popped the ball loose, and I believe that was Huff who jumped on the loose ball before anybody else can get to it. And now we have a 1st and 10 at the DC 16-yard line. So the first 2 drives for Houston, their starting position was at the 50-yard line, and now at the DC 16-yard line. So that tells you immediately that DC's going to be in trouble if they don't get a stop here. Empty backfield. It goes to Cam, who picks up a buku amount of yards on the quick slant. I mean, that was in traffic. That was a gutsy throw by PJ. But if you haven't been here, you're probably saying, hey, why would PJ make that kind of pass to Cam? But if you have been watching the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network, all the confidence that PJ Walker has in Cam is justified by making throws like that. 1st and goal, single back set for the Houston Roughnecks at the DC 2-yard line. DC is ready for the run. There is a snap, but PJ's looking to throw. It's thrown over the middle. It is incomplete, knocked away by the linebacker, Jameer Thurman. Good defense there. I mean, you gotta hand the ball off to Butler here, right? You're 12 minutes, just 3 minutes off the clock. You got to get the run established early. What better way than to get some confidence in Butler?
End zone. Nobody crosses that goal line.
Get some confidence in your guy. Allow him to pick up this touchdown. I mean, what better way to do it than right now? But the Roughnecks are staying the Roughnecks. Shotgun set. DC is all up on the line, but they will definitely be looking to pass it. 3 seconds to go on the play clock. There is a snap. PJ is looking. He tries to scramble away. He is bottled up, brought down for a sack. Good job by the DC defense to not allow PJ to get loose and try and run it in. That is a 3-yard loss on the sack.
You don't want it that bad. You don't want it.
And William Fisher was the leader of that sack.
Everybody use your hands.
I'm going to call it a sack convoy. There was a bunch of dudes who got in there. They're going to have to split that into quarters. Shotgun set. Two backs flanked to each side of PJ. They are looking to pass on the third straight play. That time it is caught over the middle by none other than Cam Phillips. Touchdown, Roughnecks. And surprise, surprise, the first team to strike in this championship game are the Houston Roughnecks, as they always do. He got away from Lawrence with an easy shrug, went right over the middle, caught it in traffic, not afraid to go in there and get up in the middle and make a play. So that is a complete pass. First touchdown of the XFL championship today. Man, I am beyond excited to call the rest of this game, and Houston has just made it that much better. Meester is your holder. Barrow is the kicker. There is the snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. 7-0 ball game in favor of the Roughnecks. And with 11:24 to go in this first quarter,
Don't get down, guys. This is nothing. When we get the lead, let's get back out there and crack some heads.
Can the DC defenders bounce back and get at least some kind of points on the board to show that they can hang with the Roughnecks? Now, I'm pretty sure everybody a lot of people had this as the championship game, probably 3 to 4 weeks into the season. These two teams were looking like the best two teams in the league the first 2 weeks. Then DC took a couple big hits back-to-back weeks and have been up and down since. Houston has looked well. They looked well all the way up until week 7 when they lost to the Wildcats, and then they lost in upset fashion to the Renegades. But then they won their final game of the season against the Seattle Dragons and defeated those same Wildcats in the semifinals to get to where they at. DC defeated the St. Louis Battlehawks after losing to the St. Louis Battlehawks in week 10 in a rubber match, the third time they met them this year. And here they are in the championship game with a shot at hoisting the trophy at the end. So, but they have to go through Colin Flugents, the nuisance, and company on that defense. DC comes out in an I-form set with one wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. That is Rashad Ross. Presley is the deep man here. They look like they are ready to stop the run on the Houston side. It is a handoff to Presley. Presley tries to juke, picks up a good gain on that one. That is a pickup of 7. 3rd and 3 for the DC defenders. And one thing I am totally excited about is I wish I could have done this the entire season. I wish I could have had at least 10 players, 5 or 6 to each side, or 6 and 4, 5 and 5, so have a really good, authentic feel of having those XFL players out on the field. There is the snap. It's high. Cardell corrals it down, throws it right over to the left side by the numbers. It is caught by Jonathan Williams, the 3rd-string tight end. First down for the Desperados, and that is the first big play by Cardell right into the teeth of the defense. Stopped there by Dietrich Nichols and Cody Brown. But I wish I could have done that, but again, if you've never seen this before, welcome. My name is Bravo33. This is the XFL Championship on the Last Life Gaming Network. There's the snap, hands off to Presley. Once again, he jukes away, gets 3 yards on the carry. We are now looking at 2nd and 7. The only problem is that All Pro Football 2K8 only allows you to create 20 players at one time in one save. They allow you to make 8 teams. So it was perfect because the XFL has 8 teams. I was able to make every single XFL team and their jerseys alike. I'm going to leave a link in the bio as to where I got the links and the uniform codes for the XFL teams in this bio, as well as the music that was created by Overlook Beats and Hova Beats, two good friends of mine who have donated me these beats to showcase their talent in music. But because of the fact that I can only create 20 players, I had to spread it thin to make sure every team had some players. So guys like the Guardians really only had Luis Perez, and they had a bunch of generic players they were playing with. That ball was tipped. It was almost, whoa, big hit afterwards. What, was he just on the sideline? Donnell Pumphrey just got hit. I think he was just a guy on the sideline. Innocent bystander, knocked on his cheeks for no reason. But as I was saying, it's tough because I was only able to put 20 players through 8 teams, so a lot of teams were hindered. But now that we're down to the final 2 teams, I felt it was only right to add as many actual players to these teams as possible to give you that more authentic feel, put the 15-minute quarters, and make this happen. It was a great punt, and he caught it, but he ran into the end zone, so they will mark it as a touchback. And there is P.J. Walker coming on out there with his players. And they got lucky on that one because they should be starting at the 1. But because of the fact that the DC player was not able to stop before walking into the end zone, it is considered a touchback. So here we are with 9:10 to go in the first quarter. Single back set for the Roughnecks. I'm sure they're probably passing on this one. Drops back to pass. He throws it towards the left side. Intercepted. That was picked off. Wow, what a stop. Picked off by the linebacker, Jameer Thurman. Great coverage by the outside linebacker on that play. He just skied up. Let's look at the replay here. He's dropping back in coverage. He's got coverage on the tight end. Great defense there. Skies up, 2 hands on it. Was able to take it away from Riddick Knutson, not allowing him to even get near the football. And that is big because now DC is deep in Houston territory, 4 yards away from the red zone. And this is prime position for them to start off. I'm sorry, not start off, but to put some points on the board. Offset I formation. He's going to throw it over the middle, but it is knocked away by the Roughnecks. I think that was Cody Brown on there, stuck his hand out and knocked it away.
I couldn't get away from the rush. I should have just ate it.
So Nick Holley was talking to the backup Josh Meester. I think they meant to show P.J. Walker on that one, but hey, it's a simulation. Granted, you guys who've been watching the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network know this game puts out great simulations. Need I remind you, if you do not know what game this is All Pro Football 2K8. This game was released in 2007. So this is a 13-year-old football game that puts on better simulations than any football game out now. And whoa, he got spun like a tornado on that one. Caught by Kari Lee, and he was hit as soon as he caught it. And he spun like a top, but still held on to the ball. 3rd and 2 for the DC defenders. Can they make it work on this drive and pick up a first down to continue to try and get into the end zone? Bowman was the man on, Bauman was the man on the top. Handoff to Presley. Presley powers forward, picks up a first down. Great run by Presley to pick up the first. And we have a man down on the play. It's Kajana Kane. Carson is shaking his head here. It looks like Kajana Kane isn't getting up anytime soon. Let's get some medical staff out there and help him out. I mean, what happened there? He just got blown up at the beginning of the play, and he didn't get up. So here's hopeful wishes to Kajana Kane. But we're going to continue this game along with 8:32 left to go in the first quarter. We're almost at the halfway point. The DC defenders have a single back with 2 wide receivers at the top of your screen. There is the snap. It is a draw play to Presley. He spins from one, tries to spin from the other, but he is wrapped up by 2 defenders, brought down after a gain of 3, and now we have 2nd and 7. DC needs a touchdown here. They don't need 3. They need 6, because that'll be a big confidence boost for them if they're able to put up a touchdown to match Houston after a big turnover, just like Houston did. Shotgun set for Cardell Jones. He's 4 wide. He's got Presley flanked to his right. Oh, sorry, that is Pumphrey. Pumphrey is stopped behind the backfield. Flugents was the man on the stop. Flugents and Green said, you know what? You ain't going nowhere, homeboy. None of that is happening here. 3rd and 9 at the Houston 11. Big third down here to try and convert early in this game to put some points on the board. This is prime scoring position for DC. They want 6 here. 4 wide set. Presley is back, flank to his left. That is the top of your screen. There is the snap. Cardell drops back. Looking forward, hits as he's throwing the ball. It is intercepted, going the other way. Will he be caught? No way. There is only a lineman to catch him. He is off to the races. To the 20, 10-5, touchdown Roughnecks. What a turn of events. Great defense by the Roughnecks. He's trying to, I think he's feeding. Is he burping the baby? I don't know what just happened there. Marko Coleman. I got the wrong program up. Marko Coleman, the backup free safety, found the opportunity there. Cardell Jones was hit as he was throwing the football, and it almost felt like the ball was up there for an eternity. Coleman takes it about 90 some odd yards to the end zone. That is big. A pick 6 in the championship game. So DC has had a fumble. They've had a pick 6. And now we're looking at a 13-0 ball game. And now we are looking at the Roughnecks looking to put another point on the board to make it 14-0. And that is huge. I mean, that pick 6 could be game defining if you think about it. Kick is up. Kick is good. 14-0 ball game in favor of the Roughnecks. And man, oh man, this is awesome. This has been such a great hot start for this game. Houston has a 14-0 lead. Could you believe it to go any other way? I mean, DC was knocking on the door. They picked the ball off. They had a chance to score. Houston plays fantastic defense. And it's now 14-0 in favor of the Roughnecks on a pick 6 brought all the way back to the house by the backup free safety, Marko Coleman. Presley spins, gets to the 35-yard line, and we have a 14-0 game with just under 7.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. What a first quarter it has been. I mean, this first 7.5 minutes has been absolutely exciting. DC needs to shape up now and get some points on the board. Let's see if my man right here, Cardell Jones, can make it happen. He's got some players at his disposal. Wide receivers, Rashad Ross and Eli Rogers. Running back, Jarrell Presley and Donnell Pumpkin. He's got some guys. There is a snap. It is another handoff to Presley, who shakes away from one but can't get away from the other two. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for the defenders. Huff was the man on the stop. One of the guys leading the charge there. And now we're looking at 2nd and 10. I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. Offset I. This is a close formation. You got to believe that DC is going to want to run it again here. But, I mean, the run doesn't seem to be working. Houston seems to be ready for everything. There is a delayed handoff. And, again, I mean, he picks up 2 yards on that one. But Houston is all over it. When Marquestin Huff is up like that, you know they are coming to stop the run. And you got to call an audible there. You got to call something different. Maybe a play action. They got to get some play action going. I know they tried rolling left on that first play, and Houston was all over it. But good. See, this is a good thing here. You're looking at 4 wide set with 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Cardell is looking. Not too much pressure, but the defensive line of the Roughnecks has had the number of the offensive line of the defenders all game long. Carson right up the middle. I mean, look at this protection elsewhere, except for the 3 guys that could have been there up front to stop 1 defensive tackle. 4th and 15 for the defenders. They're going to be punting this ball away. Bowman is at his own 15-yard line. And he's going to have to punt this ball away back to the Roughnecks. The Roughnecks have a chance to go up 3 scores with this drive here. Big punt. It goes all the way down to the 32. Returned by Lewis to the 38-yard line. 6-yard return. Not too bad. Again, if you've been watching the XFL and Last Life Gaming Network before this game, you know punt returns in this league on this network is pretty much non-existent. So PJ Walker and company will again start at their 38-yard line. They have had good field position to start this game, even when they were almost pinned deep. They winded up having it be a touchback. So now here, they're at their 38-yard line with 5:31 to go in the first quarter. There is the snap. P.J. Walker is looking downfield, and he is sacked, stopped at his own 35-yard line. It's William Fisher, the defensive end, on the stop once again. I'm sorry, that was Stephen Flores. I apologize. That was the interior tackle, Stephen Flores, on the stop there.
2nd and 12 from your rush.
So it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Roughnecks. Can they bounce back after this one here? We're just over 5 minutes to go. Shotgun set. 2 backs flanked to each side of P.J. Walker. That is Butler and Gregory. There is the snap. He is looking. He's got pressure left side, but he's got a man wide open downfield. What a grab. That is caught by Khalil Lewis. You know, I always feel like you are ballsy to wear the number 1 as a football player when you are not the quarterback. That means, hey, look at me. I'm the guy. I'm the number 1 option. Now, we know it's been Cam Phillips, but Lewis has been a good number 2 along with Nick Holley in the actual XFL. So here he is getting a chance to show off his prowess, his skill, and he gets a big grab. And you saw in that comparison, neither team at quarterback has been able to get started early. Quick toss to the left side. Juke move by Butler. Loses a man. Met by 2 defenders. He picks up 7 yards on that first play. 2nd and 3 for the Roughnecks. And, I mean, man, they're moving this ball again. Before you know it, we might be looking at a 21-0 ball game. And if that's the case, DC is going to have to climb a very steep hill to try and make a comeback to try and get this game even close. This is not ideal for the defenders, and especially if you're a defender's fan. And off to the right side, I think that is Butler's first carry, and he picks up a good amount of yards down to the 15-yard line. That is a first down for the Roughnecks. Butler is I think that's his first carry. Let's see how Henry does on this play. Henry sets up a good block, but the man who was out running with him was I believe the left guard, Jason Cook, on the pull there, who was the lead blocker for Butler. First and goal there, you are looking at Jonathan Celestin, the inside linebacker. He's got to rally his troops. With 3:30 to go in the first, his team is looking at a 14-0 deficit with the chance to give up yet another score. Shotgun set, 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. PJ finds Holley with ease, and just like that, oh, I thought that was Holley. I am sorry. That was the fullback, Ernest Gregory. I've seen them use their fullback earlier in the season without any hesitation. They split him out. He's almost like another tight end, and he's got soft hands, and you saw it there. Easy grab for Gregory. Touchdown, Roughnecks. It is now a 20-0 ball game, and I'm sure in the chat there's a few guys in there. Shout out to guys like BNC Tournaments, Philly Hype Fan, and Ed Palmer. I wish I'd write these names down. I always forget to write it. Attila Y2K, some of the regulars that show up every week. These guys are already saying GG defenders. They're just like, you know what, this is already ball game. But we've got plenty of football left. We are only 11 minutes and 41 seconds into this game, and the Houston Roughnecks already have 21 points. Now, you know as well as I know that this is a long game of football. There's at least, I'm calculating here, 48 minutes left to go in this game. So you cannot say this one's over just yet. Presley brings it on out to the 29-yard line, and once again, can Cardell Jones get something started here? I mean, they had prime field position a few drives ago. They got a pick by Thurman, who caught Walker sleeping, and they were close enough, but Cardell winds up throwing a pick six as he was hit, as he was throwing the ball. Can he shake that off and get a long drive here? They got 71 yards to go to pay dirt. Something before this quarter ends will be huge. I-form set, hand off to Presley, up the gut. Presley is met by Beniquez Brown for only a gain of 1. 2nd and 9, and we will not see Kajana Kane for the rest of this game. I mean, the man, that is, wow. That is some serious stuff. The man has a collapsed lung. He will no longer play for the rest of this game. Prayers up. Let's put some prayers up in the chat. Prayers up emojis in the chat for Kajana Kane, that he gets well and will hopefully be back for some more football later on in his career. That pass was thrown to the left side to Rashad Ross. It is complete. I know you guys saw that stat line for Cardell when I was talking about the injury. He has a QB rating of 9 before that complete pass. Ross completes it to the left side. It is now 3rd and 4. DC's got to attack downfield here. They cannot be conservative. That's what allowed St. Louis to beat them week 10. They were conservative, and they only put up 3 points on the board. I've seen DC put up big points, and I've seen them put up small points. They need big points here, and that ball was nearly intercepted on that one. It was almost pick city. Huff on the stop there. He went from his side of the field all the way over and was able to make a stop, and now Bowman will be punting this ball away again. This is not ideal for the defenders. They gave up, their defenses give up 2 scores. That's a given. Houston always puts up points on the board in the first quarter. It's just what they do. But that pick 6 was very, very demoralizing. It kind of deflated this offense, and you don't want that this early in a championship game. There's the punt. Houston corrals it at their own 26-yard line. He only gets a gain of 3 on that one. Great kick coverage by the defenders. Houston will start at their own 29-yard line. And P.J. Walker has looked pretty stellar despite that 1 interception. There's a shot at Cam Phillips. The man has been a beast. He had, I believe he had a 300-yard receiving game a couple weeks ago against Seattle. Shotgun set, 4 wide receivers. You got Holly, you've got Lewis, you've got Cam. This time it is a draw play to Butler. He picks up 6 on the first down carry. 2nd and 4 before he is stopped by a couple of DC defenders.
Second and 4. Ball at the 35-yard line.
With 2 minutes to go in this first quarter, Houston has the ball at their own 35-yard line. It is 2nd and 4. There is the snap. It is another handoff to Butler to the left side. He is met immediately by Thurman. None of that is happening here. 3rd and 6 for the Roughnecks. Great stop by Thurman. Let's check this replay out here. He steps up right into the B gap, shuts everything down. I think Butler was trying to go outside. His lineman was trying to set something up for him. But, I mean, Thurman said, no. You're not going any further than right where you are right now. Stopped at the 33-yard line. There's a shot at Thurman. Not afraid to come up and make a play. And that's what he did on that one. 3rd and 6 now. Big 3rd down conversion as we are getting closer to the end of the first quarter. Shotgun set for P.J. Walker. The DC defenders creep up, and they bring a blitz, and it is successful. Jonathan Celestine, the inside linebacker for the defenders, crept up right before the snap was called. I think he knew the run was coming. He must have seen it on film. Great stop by the defenders. That is big because now...
How about blocking this thing? Come on, let's swarm this guy.
Because now you see it and you're like, okay, they may be down 21, but they've had some tough breaks in this first quarter, but there's plenty of football left, and if their defense can make stops like that to get the ball back to the offense, then that's something to look forward to for these next 3 quarters. There is the snap. Ellis is punting this ball away to Rogers. Can Rogers make a move here? He gets a little bit of room. Gets to the 38-yard line. So, can the defenders make something happen? With 33 seconds left to go in this quarter, unless they have a big play here, they're not going to put up any points this quarter. But a big play here will give their team some kind of morale boost going into the second quarter. Cardell Jones is calling audible. He's got single wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Hand off to Presley. And Presley powers forward, has 2 men all over him. Presley's had a good first quarter. It could be better, but you see DC's trying to control the clock. 11 carries for 24 yards. It could be better. That's just over 2 yards a carry. You kind of want your running back at 3 to 4 yards a carry. But the fact that you see that DC is trying their best to implement the run to not allow DC to have the ball as often. I mean, Houston have the ball as often as possible. And on the last play of the first quarter, Presley is wrapped up from behind by Beniquez Brown for no gain, 3rd and 5, and that will do it for the first quarter. The first 15 minutes is in the books. the Houston Roughnecks lead the DC Defenders by a score of 21-0. This is the XFL Championship on the Last Life Gaming Network. And man, oh man, you've got to believe that this might be
Not today! No, sir!
a very big uphill climb for the rest of the game for DC. We flipped sides. DC is now going from the right to left. They're at their own 44-yard line, and this is a big third down conversion here. Empty backfield. Cardell's going to throw it to the right side. It is complete. Unfortunately, it doesn't go any further than that. I believe that was I think that's to the big man, the tight end, Kari Lee. He was split out wide. He caught the pass, but wasn't able to go any further than 3 yards. Good stop by the Roughnecks. Will DC go for it here? I mean, if I'm DC, you know what? It's championship football. It's early enough in the game that you go for it, and I think that's what they're doing here. Offset eye, but they might be trying a little bluff play here. Let's see what they do. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Yeah, they didn't catch me on that one. Me, I'm going for it here. I'm not trying any kind of now, I've seen it a lot. I think the only time it actually worked was when we had our special guest, DSP, the curator of of Onslaught Multimedia and the creator of the Blast podcast. That is the only time I've seen it work, that somebody actually jumped off sides on that bluff play. So if it was me, I'm actually going for it. What do you got to lose? You're down 21-0. You're at midfield. You don't have much to lose here. You're going to punt this ball away.
They only need a couple here. So let's buckle down, guys.
So a little FPF is being played here. Hashtag FPF in the chat. A little field position football. Terry Bowman will try to pin them deep. Let's see if the special teams can do a better job and not walk into the end zone and make it a touchback. There is the snap. The kick is up. How deep is this ball going? Not far enough. It is called fair catch by Lewis. At the Houston 17. Not a bad start for PJ as he's walking on out here. They're at their own 17-yard line. But again, we're doing 15-minute quarters here, guys. So bear with me. I think right about now we'd be almost gearing up into halftime. But we're only starting this second quarter. 5 wide receivers set for the Roughnecks. They are looking to pass here on this down. There's a rush of 3 from the defenders. He throws it over the middle. It is caught. Good catch there by Nick Holly, the slot receiver. He picks up only 3, and we have another man down. This time it is Reggie Vance, the defensive end for the defenders. So we've had an injury to one defensive end, and he just seemed to come up lame. He looks like he tried to make something happen. He tries to get up. That doesn't look as serious because he was actually able to almost get up to his feet before the camera cut away. And as far as that, guys in the truck, I've been on your case all year long. Today, you guys have done a stellar job. Granted, you guys have done a stellar job all season long. Thank you for all the hard work that you guys do to present this XFL football. Toss left to Butler, and he is stopped behind the line of scrimmage by Thurman. Right now, Thurman has been a standout for the defenders. He has been one of the top players for DC. And with just over 14 minutes to go in this second quarter, PJ and company are looking at a 3rd and long. 5 wide set again. These guys are not afraid to sling it. And DC's going to have to respond there in a dime set. There is the snap. PJ's got a man immediately in his face. He throws the ball to Lewis to the right side. He gets stopped right before he can get to the first down. And now we're looking at 4th and 3. I mean, usually we're talking about Cam Phillips here putting up big numbers. But Khalil Lewis has been the man for PJ this first half. I mean, granted, everybody knows what Cam can do. So you know that DC's been keying on him more often than not in this first half. They're going to have to make some adjustments, but having Khalil Lewis at their disposal has been a big help. There is the snap. The Roughnecks, Pete Ellis, will be punting this ball away to Eli Rogers once again, who receives it at the 40 and gets smacked immediately for his troubles. Stopped at the 42-yard line, but this is good field position for the DC defenders.
Teams ain't too special, huh?
Very, very good drive start for the defenders. I mean, they're at their own 42-yard line. And now you've got to see if DC can make something happen with such good field position. But they've got to get started. Presley's got to get started on a good run. But they're looking to pass, and they throw it over the middle. Incomplete pass to Kari Lee. That would have been big if he was able to bring that in, but he might have heard the footsteps. I think that was Cody Brown on the stop there. Wasn't able to see who was there. But, I mean, this Houston defense has showed up to play.
Man, we need more out of you. Where you been today? Don't worry, man. I'm going to get it turned around.
Pumphrey is calling out his quarterback. Jones was like, hey, man, don't worry about it. I'm going to do my thing. So Pumphrey is the small back there in the backfield. He is also there with his fullback, Corey Stallworth. There is the snap. Pumphrey goes on a swing route. He catches the ball in space. Gets smacked up by two defenders. I'm so used to saying DC defenders. They're on offense. The defenders are offenders on this drive right about now. He picks up 3 yards on that one, 3rd and long. Pumphrey is now on the sideline, standing next to Celestin and the kicker, Nate Conway. Another I-form set. That's Presley in the backfield. 3 wide set as you look here, and Cardell Jones is looking back. Toss over the middle, complete. We have a first down, and now DC is in Houston territory. If you look at the numbers of P.J. Walker and Cardell Jones, now normally around this time, you would definitely have both of these guys well over 100 yards. But in this game, in this championship game, and the one that matters the most, both teams are playing pretty conservative, but they've got tons of time to make things happen. With 12:30 to go in the first half, we have DC in the offset I in a close formation. Houston is ready to stop the run. They have 7 in the box. Toss to the left side. Presley is stopped at the line of scrimmage. None of that is happening here. And we have news on Reggie Vance. That is good news if you're a Defenders fan. He was only diagnosed with a pinched nerve, and he should return to the game. He is listed as questionable. Hopefully, here's to Vance coming back and continuing to participate in this XFL championship. Single back formation, that is an ace form with 3 wide for Cardell Jones. He is under center. 13 seconds to go on the play clock. We have just under 12 minutes to go. He takes a deep drop back, throws it across the middle to Rashard Ross, and shakes off a man, and then is caught up in a big, huge scrum before he is tackled down after only a gain of 3. We are now looking at a 3rd and 7, still a 3rd and long. And this is a big 3rd down for them.
Here we go, guys. Try 50 clear drag. And right.
I mean, this 3rd and 7 can define if they are going to have to try and pin Houston deep again, or if they continue to try to put points on the board. And they've got to get some points before we get to halftime, and they've got tons of time on the clock for them to do it. Another drop back for Cardell Jones. He throws it towards the right. His receiver is hit as he touches the football. Great defense by the Roughnecks. That was Bauman on the stop. I believe that pass was intended for Figueroa. He got his hands on it. You got to catch the damn ball. I've been saying it for weeks now. If you get your hands on it, catch the damn ball. And because of that, Khalil Lewis is the deep man to return Bowman's punt. Bowman. There's a different vowel. Bowman's punt. If Bowman can pin him deep here, his gunners can get downfield and make another stop, that will be huge. Big punt. It is up. It is going to be fair caught by the Roughnecks with just over 11 minutes to go in this game. In this half. The Roughnecks now have a chance to make it a 28-0 game. And if Houston goes up 4 scores, I don't know about this one. This one's probably going to be a wrap. I mean, granted, it's an uphill climb already for the Defenders. It's a 21-0 game, but there's plenty of football to go. So you got to have faith, DC fans. Have faith. Shotgun set for P.J. Walker. He's got 2 backs flanked to each side of him. There is a snap. There's a delayed handoff to Butler. Butler is met at the line, but still picks up 2 yards. 2nd and 8 at their own 14-yard line as we just get under that 11-minute mark. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying this game. If you are just joining us, welcome. My name is Bravo33. This is the XFL Championship on the Last Life Gaming Network. We have continued the XFL season since week 6 of the season when the COVID-19 pandemic shut down all sports across the world. We have gone out of our way to Did you leave? Continue the season. It has been a roller coaster of a season. We had some crazy upsets. We had some teams get hot, only to falter to teams that have been hot.
Here we go, guys. Quads, 90 seconds, stop. Focus on this one. Break.
We've had players like P.J. Walker put on incredible shows and also some uncharacteristic shows. You know, when I use that word, uncharacteristic, it's usually not good for whoever I'm talking about. 10 minutes to go in this quarter. We have 5 minutes ticked off. P.J. Walker drops back, swings it to the right side. It is complete to Lewis, who goes backwards but fights forward. Not enough to get to the first down. 4th and inches, unfortunately, and that will be a 3 and out. And now DC will be getting this ball back as Ellis will be punting this off to Rogers. So good defense, I'm telling you. It was just an unlucky first quarter for DC. Now, the tough part about it is you don't get to play that quarterback, and that's not a good look. There's a penalty on the play. What's the call? Oh, man.
Number 28, defense.
That's got to be on one of the defend. Oh, man. That's got to be on Rufus Ryan, the free safety there. Not lined up correctly, and he caused his team an opportunity to get the ball back, and now the Roughnecks have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 27. That was a 5-yard penalty. Now, what should have been a 3 and out, you just breathed some life into this Houston offense, and now they have a chance to go downfield and get some more points. There's a handoff. There's a toss play to the left side. That goes to Butler. And he gets a smooth gain of 5 down to the Houston 32 as the clock keeps ticking. And with the 15-minute quarters now that we're playing here as opposed to 10, that extra 5 minutes gives these teams tons of time to get started.
Look alive on this one.
32-yarder.
And if you are just joining us, you will see that from time to time. That is our XFL Field Pass. Brought to you by those beautiful men in the truck. I always talk bad about them all the time, but those men in the truck have been doing a great job. I'm going to say guys in the truck. I feel like if I say men, I'm being very gender specific. I'm just going to say guys because that could be females and males. I'm trying to be PC here, guys. Do not drag me in the mud. Do not call anybody on me, please.
Gun, split spread, weak draw, break.
Man, I have been having a great time calling this action for you since week 6, and it's been absolutely fun doing this. It's sad that it's coming to an end, that this will be the last game called of this season. It was a wild ride. I had tons of fun. Here we go. Another handoff to Butler. Butler this time is met at the line of scrimmage by the linebacker. That is the inside backer, Jonathan Celestin, who meets him right at the line and says, hey, you listening? None of that is happening here. 4th and 5. Houston is going to punt this ball away. And it was almost just a delayed punt away. But Houston now is going to have a chance to push them further back than they were about 15 yards ago. That is picked up by Rogers. Rogers gets to his own 41-yard line. And it's still decent field position for DC. DC has had some opportunities to make some things happen and get good enough yardage to get some points, but man, their offense is stalled out. Drive after drive.
Man, it's still plenty of time left.
But I mean, listen to the confidence of Cardell. Plenty of time left on the clock. We ain't got nothing to worry about, guys. Let's just keep doing what we do. They've been running this ball, establishing the run, which is smart because they want to try and they're trying to keep him off the field as much as possible, and you can't blame him for that. Hand off to Presley, spin move, gets to about the first down marker, but there's a penalty on the play. Let's see what the call is.
Holding, number 71, offense.
That is a holding call, and you can hear DC going absolutely nuts. I'm sorry, the Houston fans going absolutely nuts. This is the epitome, that's not even a real word. The epitome of home field advantage. I believe the championship game was going to be held in Houston regardless, but the fact that it's being held in Houston, and Houston is the home team of this game with the best record. I mean, this is home cooking to the nines. I mean, you got mama's favorite jumbo being cooked on the stove. You got grandma's favorite dessert, some red velvet cake. Oh, what a grab! What a toss by Cardell to get it to Ross at the only spot that Ross can get it and nobody else could. That is an accurate throw. Let's look at this replay here. Cardell, under some pressure, throws it only where Ross can get it, and Ross stretches out like the good receiver he is and makes the snag. There he is. Ross is now on the sideline, chatting it up with Coach. It seems like they're going to have a close formation here. It's an offset I. Houston sees it and adjusts accordingly. They look like they're getting ready for the run. That is 7 in the box. With 7 minutes to go in this quarter, it's a draw play, and it goes nowhere. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2, 3rd and 11 at the DC 40-yard line. Huge stop by the defensive tackle. That was Kabir. Oh, actually, yeah, that was Steve Jenkins, the defensive tackle for the Houston Roughnecks. And now it's a 3rd and long. Trips formation at the top of your screen. There is the snap. Cardell's dropping back. He is looking downfield towards the right, towards the sideline. Complete pass. But now this is what I'm starting to notice. That was a complete pass to Figueroa. Great catch by the slot receiver to make something happen. But the unfortunate thing is DC is not attacking downfield. They are not moving this ball like they normally do, stretching this ball down the field. They're being very conservative. They're only hitting where they think they can get it, taking what the defense gives them. That punt is nearly blocked, but still gotten off, and it gets down the field all the way to Lewis, and Lewis does not go anywhere. Stopped at his own 22-yard line with just under 6 minutes to go. DC is not doing a good job of attacking this Houston defense. And when you're down 21, I understand you're just trying to take care of the football. They've already had 2 huge turnovers this half alone, with the fumble in their own territory and the pick 6 that made it a 14-0 game. But man, this is the championship. You only get 1 shot at this. And you're down 3 scores, and you don't want to get down more. So here we are. PJ Walker's shotgun set. There's the snap. PJ is looking downfield. Steps to his right, hit as he is throwing the ball. Complete pass. Throws it with pinpoint, perfect precision, accuracy. How many P's did I get on that one? Pinpoint, perfect precision, accuracy. I wish there was a different word I could use for accuracy. If you guys got one that starts with a letter P, put it in the chat. You might have to look it up. You might have to Google it. Pinpoint, precision. That's where we're going to stop there. Pinpoint precision. Perfect performance prevents piss poor practice. Whatever. Hand off to Butler. Nowhere to go on that one. And with just over 5.5 to go in this half, the DC defenders make a great stop. That one was stopped by the defensive end, Ernest Slade, on that stop. And I'm telling you, you cannot fault the defense on the score here. They've gave up 2 touchdowns, granted. But the offense has floundered for DC, and that is the reason why they still have no points on the board. Switch formation to the bottom of your screen. This pass is thrown to Cam Phillips yet again. Another complete pass. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a complete pass. 3rd and 6 for the Roughnecks. And I'm starting to realize both teams are playing a little conservative here. I'm used to seeing Houston go deep downfield. Don't get me wrong. They have done that today, and they reached the reason why they're up 21-0. But by now, Cam Phillips has got, I'm telling you, usually like over 100 yards. So that shows you that DC is doing the right job of trying to neutralize Cam Phillips. But PJ's got so many options at his disposal that it's still working for him. Hand off to Butler on the draw play. Butler powers his way forward. Does not get enough for a first down. It is now 4th and 3. And it looks like they will be punting this ball back to the DC defenders. There is Ellis.
Number 4 is deep to receive.
He is standing at his 28-yard line. Receives this toss. Snap. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. It goes to Rogers. He gets past his own 20-yard line, down to the 21, near the right hash with 4:17 to go. Now is the time, TC. Now is the time, Cardell. There he is. There's a shot of the man there. Now is the time to show your fans, the XFL League as a whole, that you guys deserve to be here. The East Division was a tough division. You had St. Louis, New York, and DC all fighting for the last 2 spots in the playoff, the only 2 spots in the playoffs. And the odd team out was New York. St. Louis beat DC to get into the playoffs, but then they lost to DC in the semifinal round, and this is how we have DC here taking on Houston. So, I mean, the margin between first place and second place was a half a game. DC was at 6-4. St. Louis was 5-5. So it could have went any way for any of those three teams, but DC is the squad that managed to make it out. And with guys like Rashad Ross, I mean, the man has 6 targets today, and he's got 4 receptions. So far, so good. Offset I formation for DC. There is the snap. Cardell takes a quick drop back, swings it out to, that looks like Pumphrey. Pumphrey's trying to use his wheels. Only gets 3 on the carry before he's dropped on his neck by Beniquez Brown. 3rd and 4 with just under 4 minutes to go in this half. And man, oh man, this has been an exciting first half despite the score. If you've been watching from the beginning, you know that this has been non-stop action from the gate. It's just Houston has done enough to have a 3-score lead. Big third down here. Let's see if they actually pass the ball on this one. There's the snap. Swings it out to the side again to Presley. Presley is bottled up immediately. None of that is happening here. Tackles led by Dietrich Nichols. Now we're looking at 4th and 3 with plenty of time for the Houston Roughnecks to try and get another score. Now, I do love the fact that DC has been trying to implement Presley as much as possible so they can try and slow this game down and control the clock. But quite frankly, it hasn't been working enough to get them points on the board. And if you're not getting points on the board, guess what? You're not winning this championship game. They do say defense wins championships, but the last time I checked, you do need to score more points than the other team to win. And so far, Houston's offense scored 2 touchdowns and Houston's defense scored a touchdown, which is why DC is down 21-0.
We have to make a statement on this series.
First and 10.
So 1st and 10 at the Houston 41-yard line with just under 3 minutes to go. The Roughnecks are looking pretty stellar so far in this half. There's been some punts here and there, back and forth, but they've done enough to have this 3-score lead. Can they get another score here? That'll be the important question on this drive. Butler gets a hand up the gut, spins away from 1, gets caught by 2 more. Now 12 carries for 27 yards is decent. Just like I said about Presley, he's having a decent game, but neither guy is putting up big numbers for their team where they're supporting their pass offense enough where they can set up play action. That's going to have to change in the second half. Maybe each team can make some adjustments. We'll see how that goes along. I-form set, single receiver at the top of your screen. That is Cam Phillips. Butler's the deep man. He takes the toss to the right. He is stopped way behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by the strong safety on that one. That was Tyree Connell. Great way to step up and make the plays that need to be done by this defense. And I'm telling you, this DC defense is here to ball, man. Despite the score, these guys have not let up. They are not allowing Houston to just do whatever they please all over them. 2 minutes to go. That is the 2-minute warning. Houston leads it 21-0. This is the XFL championship on the Last Life Gaming Network.
Just a basic little pickup is all we need. Then let's get that first.
So we have 3rd and 6. There's a shot at Celestine, who's going to try and make a stop here to give his DC teammates a chance to put up some points. They need some kind of points before the half. At this point, man, a safety would be enough. An extra point. If they could just go out there and just say, I want to kick for 1, so they can be down 21-1 would be great. Oh, that one is intercepted. Pick City by the hands of DC. That's big now. That is huge.
Son of a bitch. What is wrong with me?
And that, you know what? PJ Walker's got a potty mouth, guys. I'm sorry. Every time PJ Walker throws a pick, we turn his mic on, and the first thing out of his mouth is an expletive. We are sorry on that one. If there's any children watching, we apologize. The views and expressions of PJ Walker are not the same views of the XFL and the Last Life Gaming Network, and we sincerely apologize. But back to football. On the first play after the 2-minute warning is a pick City by the hands of DC. Cardell Jones now has the ball, takes a deep drop back, looks over the middle once again. It is caught by Rashad Ross for another DC first down. and now they are inside of Houston territory, but that clock is ticking. They should be using their timeouts here. I don't know why they haven't. They have 2 at their disposal. Maybe they're trying to preserve it, letting the clock run, say, hey, we're going to get as close as we can and take care of clock management there. But the DC head coach hasn't been the greatest clock manager this entire season, and we've seen it earlier in the year. There we go. There's a snap, and he's looking for his man on the tight end dump. That, I believe, was Kari Lee. Great snag by Lee. Now they're running a little hurry up. Are they just going to spike, or are they going to actually run a play here? 4 wide set for Cardell. There is the snap. He drops back quick. Pump fakes. Throws another one to Lee, and that should be another first down with the forward progress, and it is. They still have not used any of their timeouts. 56 seconds to go in this first half, and Cardell Jones and company are knocking on the door. Not before they are sent back out of the red zone. Big sack there by Houston, and now DC is on the outside looking in. There's another snap. He is taking a quick drop back. Bunch of slants going down. It is caught by Figueroa. Tries to get something going. Stopped at the 14. 3rd and 6, and a quick timeout is called for DC. Phew! Guys, I didn't even get to breathe right there probably for the past 45 to 50 seconds. Wow. 3rd and 6 for DC at the Houston 14-yard line. Now, this is it right here, guys. They got to score. Whether it be 3, whether it be 6, get something on the board to go to halftime happy with. 39 seconds to go. Let's see what Cardell and company can do. There is the snap. Cardell drops back. Moves to his right. Finds Figueroa. Runs to get it. Almost looked like the same play. Picks up a first down. They're trying to preserve their timeout there, it seems like, just in case they got to stop it to kick a field goal. Empty formation. He takes another drop back. He's had a man over the middle, but great defense by the Roughnecks. Just when you thought it was going to go for 6, Bauman sticks his hand in the air and says, No. You're not catching that pass. I'll be damned. 23 seconds left to go in this half. Can DC make something happen to make it a 2-possession game? Let's see what they can do. Getting up 6 is a good thing for them. They'll be down 21-7. And I believe it's their ball at the half. I'm not sure. I usually write it down on my notes, and I didn't. Guys, I'm slacking. I was so excited about this championship game. I missed my notes, man. My bad on that one. Cardell drops back, throws it towards the corner of the end zone, tipped in the air, and intercepted. And whoa, Eli Rogers was a little pissed off about that and let Nichols, the junior, have it. But that was a huge interception. That, I think, is the 3rd turnover for DC. That was a tip drill turnover. He tried to get it to Rogers in the corner of the end zone, but that was a great play by the Houston secondary to pick the ball off and to give their team a chance to just say, let's go in a half with the lead. But it looks like they're going to try and toss. Why are they throwing the ball with 18 seconds to go? I do not know. BJ's throwing it, tipped up in the air, and that ball is intercepted. Pick City all around. Pick City here, Pick City there. That one was Cannell.
You can't get that crap past me, man.
What in the world is happening at the end of this half? We got a whole bunch of tip drills, turnovers everywhere. Cannell on the stop there, and he gives. I mean, if I'm DC, I just say screw it. Let's kick the field goal and let's squib it and let's get out of here with some points. And guess what? That is exactly what DC is going to do. Nate Conway is on the field. Mark Blake is the holder. Let's just get 3 points. Let's not risk another turnover. Let's not risk a bunch of incomplete passes or getting sacked and getting out of field goal range. This one's going to be a 37-yard field goal if Conway can boot it through the uprights. There is the snap. Good hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. DC defender fans. And Conway took a plunge. What did he get hit? Oh, he was just so happy that he made it that he fell on his back. Okay. DC fans, you've done it. You've scored your first points in the XFL championship. It took you just about 29 minutes and 51 seconds to make it happen. But hey, you're on the board. 21-3 ball game with 9 seconds to go in the first half. That is something to hang your hat on going into the locker room. That is returned by Butler, and he gets all the way out to the 32-yard line with just 4 seconds to go. And if you are Houston, now you're just like, okay, now we're just going to take care of the ball. Let's just down it and get out of here. Don't even try to run it, because then you might fumble the ball and be a scoop and score. The way this turnover-happy first half has been, let's just say, hey, let's just run this ball. Let's just down it and get out of here. But here they go again. Houston's in a shotgun set. Possibility of passing, but they might just hand it off to Butler here. There is the snap. And PJ is looking downfield. Another toss across the middle to Cam. Call that an 8-yard gain. Cam's got 5 catches for 46 yards and a touchdown. Great first half for Phillips. And that will do it for our first half. I mean, what a half it has been. I have enjoyed that first half. Houston leads it 21-3. Please do not go anywhere. Please enjoy this championship halftime show brought to you by Onslaught Multimedia, the creators of the Blast podcast, and stick around afterwards for a very special teaser of the next project presented by the Last Life Gaming Network.
impulses of an evil empire. They are the focus of evil in the modern world.
Over these
Man, that was a long halftime. I've never had that much time to just sit here and enjoy it. But the big thing that I wanted to point out to you guys was, if you guys finally saw it, the ASB, the Association of Simulation Basketball, starting in June. It is 30 original teams that will be battling it out in a simulation style of professional basketball. I am proud to finally reveal this to you guys, and what a better time than at the XFL Championship to reveal that. I feel like it was like a Super Bowl commercial. The ASB will be, again, 30 teams vying for that championship. It'll be a shortened season. They won't be playing 82 games. I believe it's something like 56 or 58 games they'll be playing. I will have Game of the Week broadcast, so it'll be one game a week for the time being, unless we've got some real good games in a week.
This is what we're gonna do. Eye jokers, week talks,
And,
all out here.
and the big thing is, if any of you guys out there watching right now would like to be a part of the ASB, I will be taking applications to put you guys into the next year's draft class so you guys can be a part of the ASB for life. I mean, you guys can have a player in there with a career similar to the style of how Simulation Football League does it. That is all I have for that now. Stick around for that. That will start in June of this year. I cannot wait to get you started on the next journey of our simulation broadcast. Let's talk a little football now. We've been talking enough about basketball. Let's talk about football. Both quarterbacks have been pretty much neck and neck. They're around that 120-yard mark. PJ's got 119 for 2 scores. CJ has 120, I think, for 2 picks. So he hasn't been as lucky as PJ has been, but nonetheless, they've been around the same mark on passing yards. Now, the running backs are pretty identical with running yards. Butler has 23 yards rushing. Presley has 20 yards rushing. And both guys have been getting a buku amount of carry options or carry opportunities. I think that's the word I want to use there. Carry opportunities. I mean, just there, Butler had a chance, but he was stopped behind the line. Both guys are having a bunch of yards there, and it seems to be hindering these teams' chances at getting yards on the ground. Now, receiving, Cam Phillips led all receivers with 46 yards and a touchdown, and he nearly, I believe, picked up some more yardage there before he is cracked right in the ribs. Oh, it was the tight end, Lorenzo Perry, who was trying to make a snag there. I mean, PJ likes to spread the ball around. He had Perry open, but oof. Perry took a nasty hit when that ball tipped off of his hands. Great way to stretch himself. Great way to stretch out to try and catch the pass there, but unfortunately, it was an incomplete pass. Now, Celestine on the defensive side leads all tacklers with 6, and that man and Murray have been fantastic for DC. And again, just like that, we have a 3 and out, and DC has a chance to get a score here. Now, Houston got the ball, but it seems like DC has the momentum. They scored 3 off of that interception beforehand, right before the half, and now they're getting the ball back with good field position. Their man gets absolutely cracked on that one. Rogers, you gotta shape up, boy. You gotta brace yourself for those hits.
You guys don't want to deal with me in the open field.
DC has prime opportunity here to cut this lead to 11. They've got to get in the end zone. No more of this field goal talk or punt this ball away. Get into the end zone and cut this lead down. I form set. It's an offset I. It is going to be a pass play. That is dumped out to Corey Smallworth. He picks up 5 before he's brought down by 2 Houston Roughnecks. And now we're looking at 2nd and 5. This will be a very big drive for the defenders, as I stated before, because cutting this lead to 11 with this early into the third quarter is going to prove to be huge if they can make it work for them. Here we go, offset I formation. Once again, we got Ross and Rogers as the wide receivers, and Presley, I believe that's Presley, or is that? That's Pumphrey in the backfield. He takes the handoff on the counter play, and he goes nowhere, stopped in the backfield once again for a loss of 2 on that one. Ronaldo Gaylord, the defensive end, on that stop. And now we're looking at a 3rd and long, and now they're going to have to air it out to try and pick up this first down. I don't believe the run game's worked enough where they have the confidence to try and make it work through the ground. But here they are, bunch formation, single back set with 1 wide at the bottom of your screen. Houston is up trying to play bump and run coverage. They are snapping a ball here. They throw deep downfield. It is knocked away off of the hands of their own man. He had a chance, but he tried to get fancy. Darnell Matthews, the 4th string receiver there, 4th on the depth chart. I don't know why he tried to get fancy. Put 2 hands on the football. You're taking that to the house. This is the XFL championship. This isn't any other game. I don't know what else to say. This isn't any other game. This is the game. This is why you are here right now and trying to get fancy, doing those one-hand grabs. cost you a first down, and now your team is punting this ball away. Tough break for the DC defenders. Khalil Lewis is back. There is the snap. Kick is high. It is corralled down at the 26-yard line, and he gets about to the 30. And with 12:30 to go, Houston has an opportunity to make this lead a 25-point game and making it really tough for the DC defenders to even try to get close and get back into this ball game. I mean, as the time ticks away, first thing I'm doing, I'm handing this ball off to Butler, and I'm letting that clock just start to tick, because the quicker you get to the fourth quarter, the quicker you get to those zeros at the end of the game, the quicker you are hoisting the trophy at the end of that game. Shotgun set, PJ Walker is in the gun. He's taking the snap. He drops back, got some protection, steps up, throws over the middle, nearly intercepted. I am telling you, man, the defense of Celestine and Thurman and the linebacker spots have been good all game, and they've only given up 2 scores to Houston. That one pick six is literally the game changer. Let's review that for a second. It was a 7-0 ball game. If DC scores there, it'd be 7-7. And I mean, right now we might be looking at a 14-10 game instead of a 21-3 game, because you're talking about a big swing in points. And that is what is making the difference in this game, that one defensive stop. And that's why they say defense wins championship. There is Butler. He is off to the races, past the 50. Nobody is going to catch him on this one. 20-15, 10-5, touchdown Roughnecks. And man, we have a lead, and we are looking at a 27-3 ball game. Butler shook off one tackler. The only man to touch him, I believe, was a nickelback. And as soon as he got to the 50, he was gone. Nobody was nowhere near him. He's looking back like, wait a minute, is there anybody near me? Let me look up at the monitor. Nobody is looking even near him. 10 yards away. Great run by Butler. Great blocking by that offensive line of the Houston Roughnecks. And I think they caught DC by surprise, because Houston's been slinging this ball all day. Catch him by surprise and give that ball to Butler, for him to take it over 60-some-odd yards for the score, that was huge play. Now we're looking at a 28-3 ball game as that ball goes right through the uprights, and it's going to get even tougher for DC to try and even come back in this game. Like I said, once it got to 21-0, most of you guys in the chat were probably like, GG's, game's over, I'm going to go watch something else now. I hope you haven't. I hope you stuck around. There's plenty of football left. 12-13 left in the third quarter. It is a 28-3 ball game. The Roughnecks have been in control for the entirety of the game. I mean, they went up first, then they got that big pick six, then they scored again on the toss to the fullback. And after that run by Butler, they have played some complete football here. Great defense, good special teams, great offense being ran, and DC has not responded well yet. I mean, putting up only 3 points on the board, and that was late in the half when they had a turnover. It's going to be tough for Cardell Jones and company. Here they come. They're on the offset I. This is their bread and butter formation. 3 wide receivers set. Houston is in the dime formation, looking like they are ready to stop the pass. Let's see if they go and run here. It is another handoff to Presley. Presley goes up the gut. Only picks up 2 on that one. And Presley's getting the carries. I mean, now look at the comparison now. Butler goes off for buku yards. I think it was about 70-some-odd yards. And now he's got 94 yards for the game. And Presley is still stuck in the 20s and only has 1.9 yards per carry. It's not going to do it. Eventually, DC is going to have to start throwing this football. And if they don't attack downfield, they're going to have some trouble here. Another handoff to Presley, another stop behind the line of scrimmage. When I'm going to ask this question to the chat. When should DC abandon this run? I know probably half of you right now are already typing last half right now, yesterday in the semifinals. But I mean, they're still pretty confident. Now it's 3rd and long. And now they're in an empty back set. There is the snap, and Cardell is dropping back. Got some time. Oh, got plenty of time. Throws it over to the right side. It is caught. What a snag. Wow, what a catch. That is Figueroa on that grab. Toe drag swag going backwards. Extends perfectly. I mean, this is a tough throw. As you see Figueroa running off to the screen here. That is a great throw by Cardell. Look at that thing. It's poetry in motion. Redmond gets both feet in bounds, and he only needs one in this league. He gets both feet in bounds. Great grab. That is a big, big boost in confidence on that play. He stepped out of bounds, so we're looking at 11 minutes, 2 seconds left in this third quarter. I mean, with Figueroa out, you must be thinking that they're going to run this ball again. Offset I formation. They're in a close formation, and Houston is responding by having about 8 guys in the box to make this stop. Oh, they're going to pass out, and they swing it out to Stallworth. Stallworth gets a decent amount of yards on that one. 6-yard gain, and with just under 11 minutes to go, DC is going in the right direction. They are at the Houston 38-yard line, not that far from pay dirt. A few good executed plays, and we'll be talking about a 28-10 ball game. Now, not a great QBR for Cardell, 51.7. But they have had chances here. It's not like they haven't had opportunities to move the ball and get scores. Another handoff to Presley. Presley's got a good block. He picks up the first down, tries to spin away, stopped at the 31-yard line, and Cody Brown, where is he? He says he's injured on the play, but I don't even see. Can we get a shot of him, guys? Oh, no, nothing. No, okay. All right. Cody Brown was injured on that play. I guess we couldn't get a camera on him.
A better fight. Let's tough it up.
Let's go. 1st and 10 from your rush, 31 yards.
Shotgun formation. Haven't seen this much often this game. Now, usually both of these teams sit in the gun and they're trying to air it out, but it seems like today DC changed their game plan and wanted to try and control the clock, so they've tried to run the ball a lot. A toss over the middle. It was caught by Rashad Ross, stopped by Beniquez Brown. 2nd and 5 at the Houston 27, and DC is having a good drive right here. They're moving his football. They're looking good. That big 3rd down play on the sideline to Figueroa was huge. And now they're at the 27-yard line. Got to get a score here. Offset I, close formation. And again, they are responding with 8 in the box, and one close enough for me to say 9 in the box. There is a toss left to Presley. Presley gets met by their cornerback, stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They call him down at the 26, but still say 3rd and 5. Sounds like it was a yard gain, but I don't know how they went from the 27 to the 26, and it's not 3rd and 4. But hey, those are my guys in the truck.
Run. Bunch 50, Z deep pose. Look alive, baby. Break.
I'm not going to sit here and berate you guys. I think he said 50 Z deep post on that one. So be on the lookout for the topmost receiver on this bunch formation to run a deep post pattern. There is the snap. Cardell's got some time. They only bring 4. Oh, that one was nearly intercepted. It was almost pick city. He's got to get some wind under that. He's got to put some. What's the word I'm looking for here? He's got to put some. Come on, guys, give me a little help here. He's got to put a little bit of air under that one. That's the word I wanted to use. Got to put a little bit of air under that one. If he gets that one over the outstretched hands of McQuest and Huff, it's a 28-10 ball game. But hey, this is still good for DC. Granted, it's not 6, but it's another 3 points, and they're cutting the lead even shorter. So let's see if they can get this kick. There's the snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. 28-6 ball game. And that's something that DC can hang their hat on. It's not 6 points. We understand that. I'm just being optimistic here. It's the XFL Championship. Anything can happen here on the XFL on the Last Life Gaming Network. And with it being a 28-6 ball game, DC still got time. There's 24 minutes left of football. 24 minutes left. 9 minutes left to go in this quarter. 15 full minutes to go in the fourth. So anything can happen. But it needs to happen now. Another big turnover. Another 3 and out. So they can have a productive drive and get some points on the board. Because a 28-13 game will look a lot better as we get closer to the fourth than a 28-6 game or a 35-6 game. But they need to make the stop here and now. Butler on the kick return. And now they are at their own 28-yard line with just under 9 minutes to go in this ball game. And again, Butler now, after that huge gain, is having a productive game today. 16 carries, 94 yards. He should wind up well over the 100-yard mark. Let's see if they go to him here. 7 in the box for DC. Shotgun set for the Roughnecks. Got an outside linebacker creeping, but they drop into his zone. Still get this ball off to the sideline. Whoa! Desmond Lawrence, say hello to Cam Phillips. He lowered the boom. Lucky for him, his outside linebacker was there to clean up the mess. Jameer Thurman on the stop. It'll be 2nd and inches at the Houston 38-yard line. Give this ball to Butler. Let Butler pick up this first down, and let's get a new set of downs here. I formation. You got to believe it's going to Butler on this one. Butler's the deep back with Phillips as the bottommost receiver there. Toss play to the right-hand side. He cuts up the guts. Tries to juke away from one, but he is stopped at the 43-yard line. Nonetheless, first down for the Houston Roughnecks, and now this is what they needed to get a lot of this clock off the board here. 8 minutes 10 seconds to go, and every single second that ticks away gets them 1 second closer to calling themselves the XFL champions in the year 2020. Whoa, what a spin move, loses 2 defenders, but he is mopped up at this 48-yard line, and Cody Brown is out right now with leg cramps. Maybe that's why we didn't get a shot of him. Maybe he just hobbled his way off to the sideline and we couldn't get a shot of him. He just got leg cramps, so hopefully he's not out for long. Butler is taking a rest on this play. They're going to go empty backfield, but he is still under center. 4 wide receivers, and they have Lorenzo Perry in tight. There is the snap. He is looking over the middle. It is caught by Khalil Lewis. Another first down for Houston. They are well into DC territory. Getting stopped at the 38-yard line. Another good drive by the Houston Roughnecks. I mean, this has been the theme of the game all day. That was a great play call. They ran a post pattern with Khalil Lewis while the 2 inside receivers on his side were running a hitch and an out route. So it took that attention to the linebackers, which allowed him to sneak right behind them, inside, underneath that cover 2 zone. And there you go, 1st and 10. And now Houston is cooking with gasoline. Shotgun set once again. PJ Walker is calling an audible. There is the snap. He drops back, looking left, throws the ball over again to Cam. Cam tries to pick up more yards, but steps out of bounds. 2nd and 4 now, and this usually isn't Houston, the dink and dunk kind of West Coast offense style, but you cannot complain when it is working. So now we're looking at 2nd and 4, and again, hand this ball off to Butler. Let Butler go to work. If Butler's doing the damage, let him do his thing. But I believe that's Des Fenderson in the backfield. I don't think that's Butler now. They're sitting in a shotgun set. You got to believe they're passing this ball again. It's Houston's bread and butter. There's the snapping again. Yes, they are passing. Plenty of protection. Nearly picked off. Great defense by the linebacker for DC. That was Kevin Morrison on the stop. I mean, he had to make a huge play there. He stretched out as far as he could. Nearly stumbled over his own feet when he finally landed. Big stop there. And those are the kind of defensive plays that the DC defenders need in order to keep Houston from putting more points on the scoreboard. There's a shot of Lawrence giving Phillips as much space as possible. I don't know how smart that is, being that they only need 4 yards for the first down. There's the snap. Once again, PJ stepping up to his right. Plenty of time. Throws left. Incomplete pass. Oh, man. That hit the hands. I thought Thurman was going to have a chance to knock it away. It went past him, so that was a pinpoint accurate throw from PJ Walker. It hit Perry in the hands, and you know my motto. Say it with me, guys. If you pitch your hands, catch the damn ball. Just under 6:30 to go in this game. I'm sorry, in this half. In this quarter. What the hell's wrong with me, guys? Just under 6 minutes 30. Wow. All right, let's try this again. One more time. And take 3. Just under 6.5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. The punt is up from Ellis. Oh, they're going to try and pin them deep. It is up. Oh, he misses it. He whiffed it big. I know Ellis is kind of pissed off there. He did everything right to get the ball where it needed to be for his Gunners to try and stop it and pin them deep. It does not work. That was a tough break for Houston. Granted, they're up 22, but still, you want to be able to play the best defense you can, and it's not happening there when your guy totally misses it. But here we are. With 6:18 to go, I-form set for the DC defenders. Cardell Jones now has a big opportunity here to cut this lead down to 15. There's the snap, dumped over the middle. I think it was tripped. He tripped as he tried to catch that ball. Nonetheless, it was a catch, and now we're looking at 2nd and 8. And look at that. It's not the best quarterback play today. Both quarterbacks have been trying to do a good job of taking care of the football, but PJ Walker alone has 3 interceptions. He's not playing an immaculate game like he normally does. Cardale Jones, difference is Cardale Jones has 2 picks and no scores. At least PJ has put up 2 passing touchdowns today. Swing out left to Presley. Presley spins away from 1, picks up another 3 yards, 3rd and 5 down at their own 25-yard line. And this another big 3rd down for DC. This is starting to become the theme for them in this half. Another big 3rd down. Can they make it happen? The last time they were in the 3rd and long situation, they found Figueroa on the sideline, and he made a spectacular catch. We're in an empty set, 5 wide, throws it out to the left, but it is knocked away by the defensive lineman. Howard Flemings gets his big paw up there and says, "No, sir, you're not getting this pass off." That is a great play by the defensive line of Houston. And like I said, defense wins championships. And the way the Roughnecks are playing great defense and executing on offense, there's no telling that these guys are going to be the champions as this game gets closer and closer to the 4th quarter. And that punt is way up. Bowman gets it. That's a good, decent punt. Gets into Houston territory. They're down at the 44. Still great field position for the Roughnecks. And with 5:09 to go in the 3rd, can DC make another stop to get this ball back? Because that's the theme right now. DC needs the ball more often than not, because the longer their defense is out there, the more vulnerable they will become, and the better chances Houston will have in getting to the end zone. Shotgun set for Houston once again, and they've got 5 wide. Bunch formation at the bottom of your screen. Let's see what they do here. Snap to PJ Walker, and he is wrestled down 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That is a big stop for the defenders. Great tackle there by Kevin Walker, the defensive tackle. I mean, that man hasn't had his name called much in this championship game, but for some reason he decided to step up right about now. There's a shot of Celestine, the middle linebacker for the defenders. Let's see if he can rally his troops and make something happen here on this drive to get their ball back to Cardale Jones in the offense. Off throw. I don't know what PJ was thinking there. I know the pressure was coming, but that kind of back foot throw across your body. He's lucky Desmond Lawrence didn't pick it off and take it to the house, because nobody was near him. But he knocked it away, 3rd and 16. And this is good for DC, because DC now has a chance to make another big stop and get this ball back. If they can get another sack, that'll be even huger. I know that's not a real word. It'll be huge. I'll use the president's terminology there. It'll be huge stop for them. Shotgun set, 5 wide. There is the snap to PJ Walker. He's stepping up, throws it over the middle. It is complete to Cam Phillips, who does not get enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. That's Cam's 8th catch of the day today, and he's got 70 yards. Both of these wide receivers for their respective teams have been playing well. Cam, 8 catches, 70 yards. Rashad Ross for the DC Defenders, 6 catches, 46 yards. So, now we'll have Ellis punting this ball again with just over 4 minutes to go in this game. There we go again, calling it the game. Just under 4 minutes to go in this quarter. They'll be punting this ball off to Eli Rogers. There is the punt. Eli is way back there. He's going to pick it up at about the 16-yard line. It gets to the 23, so that's a decent return. 7 yards on that one. And now, once again, Cardale and company will come on out. That was Blake walking out there. Have they decided to switch quarterbacks? I don't believe so. Maybe he was just fixing that dude's shoulder pad and he's going to run back to the sideline. That's exactly what he did. I don't see why Mark Blake would come in unless Cardale is hurt. They need their #1 QB, their QB1, the guy who was become the face of the franchise as soon as he was selected in the QB draft. Man, another tough break. They try to go to Williams on that one. That is the 3rd string tight end. Cannot get his paws on it. Another tough break for DC. I mean, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. They got to stop. They got to start running out of tough breaks. They got to start investing in great plays and great execution. And here they go again. Offset eye, tight formation. I don't know if they have confidence in their receivers because of Houston's great secondary play so far. They've been in this formation a majority of this quarter. Hand off to Presley. Presley cannot get around the corner. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12. And look at those yards. Maybe it's time to start implementing more of Pumphrey. The man's fumbled the ball today. 23 yards total, and we are getting closer into the fourth quarter with just 3:32 left in the third. The Houston crowd is on their feet chanting defense. They want to see if they can rally their troops and get another stop and play a little bit of hashtag FPF. Shotgun snap, throw to the right side. It is caught. What a grab. I'm telling you, Cardell has shown that he can make those big pro football throws on the sideline. That is one of the things that scouts and head coaches and GMs love to see. If you can make those kind of throws on the sideline with corners draped all over them, because corners at the next level, at this level here in the XFL, in the NFL, in the CFL, those guys are draped all over their receivers and as close as they can be without causing any penalties. So making throws like that along the sideline where you only have the sideline and the receiver is huge. Toss out to Stallworth. He picks up a few yards on that one, but it looks like we have a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 98, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
So it looks like we had a neutral zone infraction on him. There's the culprit, Steve Jenkins. He's looking like, come on, man. I wasn't offsides, bro. He's like, what? He's like, come on. He's looking at the ref like, bro, what are you doing right now? I'm good. I didn't jump offsides. I'm sure if we go back and review the tape, that man was well past that blue line on your screen. Close formation again, offset I. Houston has seen this enough today to know we're going to throw everybody in the box. That looks like 10 in the box. Oh, but it's a pass play. Swings out to Presley. He's got tons of space. Let's see what he can do here. He gets all the way down to the Houston 43-yard line. Great play there. I believe Houston thought it was going to be another run, but great call there to get the ball to Presley in space. That seems to be what DC needs to do, and they've been trying to do all game. If he was able to get Stallworth in front of him, man, he might have picked up more yards, made a move, but there was like 6 Roughnecks waiting for him. But he got enough yardage there to pick up the first down. Good play there by DC to get into Houston territory. And that's what I've been noticing all game so far. DC has not played terribly. They had a tough first quarter. The first quarter has dictated this entire game. They haven't been playing poorly. They just have not done enough to get enough points on the board. And here they are down 22 with just over 2 minutes to go in the third. It has not gone their way. The ball has not bounced their way. Let's see if they can change their fortune in the rest of this game. Great toss to Rashad Ross over the middle. Caught on the slant route.
You can't cover me. You can't cover me.
And Ross is talking a lot of trash to the corner. I believe he's talking that trash to Bauman.
First and 10.
Is this a great drive or what?
Yes, Cardell, you're having a hell of a drive right now. Why don't you sit back and try and capitalize on it? Let's get 6 points on this board so we can call this a football game. Hand off to Presley. Presley gets 3 yards on that one. Oh, that was to Pumphrey. Sorry, Presley, Pumphrey. Pumphrey is the smaller of the two backs. Hand off to Pumphrey, goes for 3 yards. Now they're sitting at the Roughneck 30-yard line with just a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. You've got it. It'd be great for them to get a score in this quarter. With a minute 21 to go, they've got the time. I formation, that is Ross at the top of your screen. Again, Houston is ready for the run. This is what DC's been doing all game. But now they're passing once again. Thrown out to the left side for Ross. Another complete pass. Not able to turn up in time. And man, Ross has been reliable today. Look at those numbers. 10 targets, 8 catches. I think he's got about 60-some-odd yards today. If not, maybe a little less. But 3rd and 3 now. They've got to convert. They can't run a toss play. If they come out here close formation and run a toss, you guys are listening to silence for the rest of this game. Minute 3 to go. I-form set. Ross is the bottommost receiver at the screen there. But again, Houston's ready for the run. They've got 8 in the box. It's another pass. They got Stallworth open on the left, but he decides to go right. Oh, what a tough break on that call there. The refs call him short. 4th and inches, and out comes Conway. Oh, they're not even going to think twice about it. All right, this is what I'm doing here. Championship game, 52 seconds left in the third.
Here. We're going to bust to the line and block this kick.
Yeah, they're going to come and block this kick because they have decided to kick a field goal here. Here comes Conway. But if it's me, Cardell Jones is about 6'4", 6'5", 240 pounds. He's probably the size of an NBA small forward. The man can get a few inches to pick up a first down. But nonetheless, here they are. Kick is up. Kick is good. That is their 3rd score through the leg of Conway 28-9 ball game. It's not exactly what they wanted. Great job by Blake to corral the high snap and get it down in time for Conway to boot it through the uprights. Great kick. I mean, end over end. It looked great. Right through the middle. 28-9 ball game. Again, something DC can hang their hat on, but this field goal kind of stuff is not going to work. Kicking nothing but field goals is not going to do it for them. And with 27 seconds to go in the third, that was tough because Ross was wide open on that one, but the referees called him short. I'm not saying they made a bad call there. And maybe if I'm the DC Defenders head coach, if I'm Hamilton, I'm going to be like, wait a minute, man. Let's throw this challenge flag, which is allowed here in the Gaming Network. Let's booth review it, and let's see if he was past that line. Again, tough break. Butler brings it out to the 27-yard line. Houston has a chance to make this now a 26-point ball game, and they have a chance to take this into the fourth quarter and bleed a lot of clock. So here they go. They are not shying away from what they do. 4 wide set, ace formation. They got Butler in the backfield. DC's ready to stop the pass. They look ready for it. They're sitting in the dime set. Broad handoff to Butler. Butler picks up a good amount of yards. Picks up 6. He is now averaging 5.8 yards per carry. He was having a tough half with Presley as well. But after that big run for his first score of the game, they are looking at, he's having a 100-yard game today, and he is looking good now as they're getting into the third quarter. So that will be the last play of the quarter. It is looking a little better for DC. 28-9 ball game. The Houston Roughnecks are 15 minutes away from crowning themselves the XFL champions in front of their own home crowd. Can DC make something happen here? Let's find out. 15 minutes to go in this ball game. We are in the fourth. You know what that means. One last time, I will say it. Throw those 4s up. Throw them up. Throw them up. Throw them up. Oh, high snap. It's a draw play to PJ Walker, and he gets called short. Hey, man, these referees are being real strict today. 4th and inches on the last drive. We're looking at 3rd and inches on this drive. I thought PJ did enough to pick it up there, but hey, I'm not out there calling the calls.
It's going to be eye jokers, weak toss, all out here, break.
This is a big opportunity here for DC to make the stop. It is going to be an eye jokers formation, so everybody's in close except for one receiver. That's Cam Phillips. They're going to run a weak toss, so this toss play is going to go to the top of your screen. DC shifts to the wrong side. There's the toss play left. Butler picks up the first and then some. It's tough when you got the field pass and you can hear exactly what they're going to call because you can see that the play is going to work for Houston. They shifted the wrong way. Tough break. I think the middle linebacker for DC, that is Celestin, saw something else, was trying to cover strong side, and they go weak on the toss, and it worked on that play, and they picked up the first down. That's big. So now they sit at their own 40-yard line. PJ's back in the gun, slings it out to the right. It is caught by Khalil Lewis. Lewis shakes off one, tries to spin away from another. Brought down by Mike Little. Lewis is having a day today. I mean, Lewis and Phillips are playing well. Ollie hasn't been able to really get started. I think he has a few catches today out the slot. But Khalil Lewis has been a big difference maker in the game today when you know they're keying on Phillips, and he's been able to shake loose from guys. Khalil had a chance to even stop him there, and he didn't. Now it is a 28-9 game with 13:30 to go. Shotgun set. And now this is, as every second that ticks away is less time for DC to try and make this miraculous comeback. And at one point, I think the game was 28-3. If you remember a few years ago, I'm not going to mention who, there was a team down 28-3 in the championship game for a football league, and they made it all the way back. I'm not going to mention it, but I'm just saying. Anything can happen, okay? There's plenty of time. 13 minutes to go in this fourth quarter, but DC needs to make a stop now. Their defense has to come through and make a stop in the next 2 plays so they can get this ball back. 2nd and 4 on an I-form set for PJ Walker. He is under center. There is the snap. Hand off to Butler. Butler cuts right up the middle, picks up another first down, drags 2 defenders behind him, down at the 30-yard line, and this is the kind of play, if you are a Roughneck fan, that you want to see late in this game.
First and 10.
There's a shot of Celestine, who is wanting to make a big stop here. They're running out of room here. Their backs are against the wall, literally. Shotgun snap for PJ Walker. Finds his man over the middle once again. 4-yard pickup. That's just as good as handing it off to Butler and picking up 4 yards. Now there's a shot of Phillips and Ross. They're having identical games today. Both have 9 catches. Phillips has 10 more yards than Ross and a touchdown. But both guys have been reliable for their quarterbacks, who have not played consistently well today. I mean, between the two of them, 5 interceptions total. The defenses of both squads have been playing well, but Houston's been playing better. We'll just say better. There's a snap, draw a handoff to Butler. Butler gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Gain of none. 3rd and 7 now at the 26-yard line of the DC defenders. And I'm telling you, the one thing I keep looking at is that clock. Tick, 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 tick. If I'm the head coach of DC, I'm looking at that clock like, come on, man, we need to stop. Let's get this ball back to the offense. And he's just watching every single second tick away like this is one of those clock watchers at your job, just sitting there waiting for it to be 5 o'clock so they can go home and go play some video games. Complete pass over the middle to Cam Phillips. They are now down to the 13-yard line, and you got to believe that Houston's going to put up points here on this drive. Great dig route by Cam. He was able to get the separation. Philip Walker, PJ, we like to call him here, made a great throw in traffic to get it to his man. Cam's got to get over 100 yards, man. I mean, he's been doing it all year long, and it won't be a surprise to me if he gets 100 yards. I-form set for the Roughnecks. There is the snap. Butler shakes off one, picks up 1 yard. That is the hardest working. That is the hardest 1-yard run I have ever seen in this game today. They're down to the 12-yard line with 10:30 to go.
Let's keep doing what we're doing.
And that's exactly what PJ and company will do. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. And DC's going to have to stop them. Again, I said their backs were against the wall. If their backs aren't against the wall, they're inside of the border right now. As they only have 12 yards to give. And there's a catch by the receiver. That is Nick Holley. I have not mentioned his name a lot today. The underdog story of the season. Nick Holley, number 33, the running back turned wide receiver with the reception. Man, oh man, that was big. I mean, look at him. Slant route right between the linebackers. Great throw by Walker. The man has been throwing dots all game. That is another dot, and that's a huge dot because that puts Houston up 34-9, and it will be 35-9 pending this extra point here. Man, now that's... Again, I said it a while ago. You guys probably said GGs. You guys are probably putting GGs up for sure now. It's a 25-point ball game. There's the snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. 35-9 ball game. Look at that scoreboard there. 10-12 to go. That is the view of everybody in the stadium right now. Everybody's looking up. The DC fans are looking up. The Houston fans are looking up. They're like, oh, man, 10 minutes to go. We got 10 minutes to go and we're champions. DC's like, man, 10 minutes to go, and that's all we've got to try and make a comeback. Do not count the defenders out. They've got the weapons to make this a football game again. They haven't had a chance to do it all game, but there's no better time like the present to make it happen, right, guys? This one is caught at the 10-yard line. Presley spins away from another man, and returns like that are what can build momentum for your team. He brings it all the way out to the 32-yard line. So the DC offense has a lot of ground to make up, but returns like that give you a confidence boost as you come off the sideline. There's a shot of Ross. Ross has had a good game today. His quarterback, not so much. He's got 2 interceptions on the day. They don't need to panic. They just need to have a little bit of sense of urgency on this one. 10 minutes, 7 seconds to go in this game. There's a snap for Cardell. He's looking downfield. It's a swing out to his running back, and that seems to be what happens every single time they try to run that play. Cardell just seems to lead his receiver a little too far. That goes for a loss of 1. And again, look at that comparison. Both guys are in the 200-yard mark, but PJ's got 3 touches, 3 picks. Cardell just has 2 picks.
Today. We need to pick it up. I need some help, man. I can't do it by myself.
And now this is not what they need to see. If this is not what you need to see if you are a Defenders fan. You get the field pass and you hear your team bickering it back and forth at each other, talking about you need to step it up, you need to do this thing. That was the backfield talking smack to each other. Side arm throw over the middle. It is complete. That one is caught by Figueroa. I'm sorry, that was Schaefer. There's about 7 86s on this team now. That was caught by the backup tight end Schaefer. And that will be now 3rd and 5 at the DC 37-yard line. Just under 9.5 minutes to go in this game. Bunch formation for DC. I think the sense of urgency is present here. They're slinging this football. He's throwing it to the right-hand side. Knocked away by the Roughnecks. Great defense there. You can't ask for anything better. That was Green on the stop. Now DC will be punting this ball away. I know you're at your own 37-yard line, but it's 4th and 5, and damn it, it's the XFL championship. What more do you have to say to yourself to go for it? I know you'll be giving up a lot of ground, but you are running out of time, and you can't be punting this ball back to Houston when you're down 26. Now's the time to make something work. Go for it on 4th down. But nonetheless, Bowman's punting this ball away again. Khalil Lewis is going to play it smart, just calls a fair catch. And with 9:04 to go in this game, I think it's time for me to say it, guys. GG's to DC. I think we're crowning Houston as our champions. There's still, again, I gotta be unbiased. I've got to be optimistic for DC that they can make something happen. I seen Houston blow a lead in about 5 minutes with the Dallas Renegades. Landry Jones and the Dallas Renegades made a comeback on them. It wasn't this big of a comeback, but it happened. Remember, Houston was 7-0 at one point. Oh, what a throw to Cam Phillips to the left side. Plays like that. Man, 11 catches, 109 yards for Cam. Cam is putting up MVP numbers. Plays like that just make you think, like, man, Houston's got this. Great spiral right to Cam. I mean, right to Cam Phillips, and here they go. There's that clock ticking away. I was gonna say, Houston was 7-0 at one point, and then they ran into the buzzsaw that was the LA Wildcats. They had a tough game that day. I think they lost 34-24. Then they took a 1-point loss to the Renegades the next week. And at one point, I was singing the praises of the Wildcats. I thought it would be DC versus LA in this championship. I thought Josh Johnson and company were going to make it happen in the playoffs and do some damage and find themselves in the chip today. But Houston earned the right to be at home for the semifinal matchup. And a little bit of home cooking was all they needed. They just needed mama's home cooking. And here they are now. They're at home again for the championship game. Oh, that one was knocked away. Good defense there by DC. They've still shown a little hope there. Perry's had a tough time catching a football today, and that was another opportunity missed by the tight end. But again, Houston, what was I saying? Houston at one point was looking pretty shaky, but that home cooking, mama's home cooking, was enough for them to be here in the championship game at the TD-ECU Center. It has been a beautiful day today. I mean, look at it's a little cloudy, but it's 83 degrees
right here.
And it's been a great game to watch today. I am proud to call this game for you guys, and it's been a hell of a time watching your guys' reactions in the chat. And I'm just gonna say it once again. I know I said it earlier from the bottom of my heart, guys. Thank you very much for watching the rest of this season. Oh, PJ's going to take off on this one. And that'll be 4th and 10, so they're going to punt this ball away, but PJ's slow to get up. Oh, there he goes. He's up on his feet. I thought PJ was going to have a little break there. I mean, let's be honest. This clock's ticking away. 7:40 to go in this game. There's a lull in this crowd because everybody knows Houston's in control. Bring in the backup. Let the backup get some love in the championship game. Maybe he can put up a touchdown. With under 7.5 to go. We are halfway through this fourth quarter. 7.5 to go in this game. That ball is nearly blocked. Whoa, that would have been big. DC gets away from it. Can Houston get to it? Oh, he slides to try and stop before the line, but he slides right on into the end zone. He's safe. Oh, wait, that's the wrong sport. 1st and 10 for Houston. I'm sorry, 1st and 10 for DC. they're going to need something big here. They're going to have to score as quick as possible. Snap for Cardell Jones. He is hit from behind. I don't know if you... I guess they're going to call that one a sack. Yep, they're going to call that a sack. That is a second for Jenkins. He got back to the line of scrimmage there. So if they're calling it a sack, I understand that. But it wasn't in the backfield. Cardell tried to shimmy away. I like to reference Cardell Jones to like a Ben Roethlisberger type. Big-bodied quarterback who can outstretch the ball and stretch the field and make plays on the go. But today has not been his day. High snap for him. It is wow. Delayed handoff to Presley. And that has been the theme of the game for DC. They've tried to establish the run. Now's not the time. Because now look at that clock. I just said about a minute ago. It was 7.5 to go. Now there's 6.5 to go in this game. And the longer you guys sit there and try to rely on the run, the quicker Houston's going to be hoisting that trophy. Excuse me, guys. Whoa. Empty backfield for Cardell. They got to get a first down here on this play. He throws it deep to the left side, nearly picked off. Gotta love the effort from Ross there, but Dietrich Nichols was there on the stop. Tried to bring it on back for Houston, but it was good defense, and now Bowman will be coming onto the field to punt this ball away. I mean, this one looks like it's over for DC, but let's sing their praises once again. I know I mentioned it early in the game, but let's sing their praises. It wasn't an easy road for them to get here. At one point, it looked like St. Louis was the front runners on making it to the championship game. But with DC, especially in those second week 3 and week 4, when they took 2 big blowout losses in a row on the road. After week 2, everybody was saying, "Oh man, DC Houston, DC Houston, DC Houston." Then those 2 weeks happened, and they were not looking pretty good. At one point, I think it was about a 3-way tie or something like that. But 3 teams were 4-3 in the East. It was DC, it was St. Louis, and it was New York, the Guardians. Luis Perez, once he took over, Luis Perez was able to put up some big wins for New York. So big shout out to DC for taking care of business, clinching a home versus playoff spot, and I think week 9, getting the 6th win that was so elusive to the other teams in the East. I mean, look at that. Look at those stats for Butler. Butler's, again, that 70-yard touchdown run was huge. But granted, he has 55 yards around that as well. He's putting up MVP numbers as well.
Don't play action fake.
So now, I mean, it's pretty much academic. And while I have all the time in the world to talk about it, Butler springs another one loose. I mean, again, the crowd's not going crazy, but they know, man, this is big. With 5.5 to go, oh, we have another man down. Oh, man, a lot of injuries today. Mike Little's down, and he's going to need some help. That's a tough thing to see. What happened here? I think he was the man who actually made the stop. He was the beat back in the cover 1. He's the one that winds up making the tackle. Oh, he started cramp. Listen, the fact that Little still made that tackle, he was the last line of defense. If that is the last play.
Man, what a day you're having. What do you expect? Ain't you getting used to this yet?
A lot of smack talk from Houston, but Mike Little, kudos to that man. He came up lame on his leg, and he still put forth the effort to stop Houston from getting a score. He knew he was the last line of defense. He powered through that and said, I'm going to make this stop and get the hell off this field. You got to give him all the credit. If DC doesn't play inspired football for the last 5.5 minutes after seeing their man give his everything, his all, you gotta root for DC here from now on for the rest of this game after watching Little put forth all the effort to try and make a stop and stop Houston from making this a 42-9 game. Mike Little, kudos to you, man. I hope you get healthy. And hopefully it's nothing but just some leg cramps. You've been playing a hell of a game today. You've been on the field for a majority of the time with Houston playing great football today. Before we get to crowning Houston as our champions, because, I mean, this clock is just ticking away, and it looks like DC's not going to have an opportunity to get a score here. Before we crown Houston as our champions, I just want to say thank you guys again for watching, but thank you to all the XFL teams, all 8 XFL teams for putting on one hell of a show for the past, I'm going to say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7 weeks of great XFL football. You guys have done an amazing job. You've made this entertaining. I mean, even a guy that is watching on the network said, I'm done watching this because of what happened in the DC-Houston game. But I think he returned the next week. He was just a little frustrated to see Houston lose. But now he's got to be happy because Houston is walking away with the trophy here. Got teams like the Vipers and who were ruled out of the playoffs early, but played spoiler enough to where they made the East Division a sight to watch all the way to Week 10. Teams like the Seattle Dragons, who only picked up 1 win, but all the way to the end, even in their last game against against Houston, showed no quit and almost walked away with the upset victory there. If they did, we might have been looking at LA playing at home against Houston in the semifinal. Kick is up, kick is good. 38-9 ball game with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go in this quarter. I want to give another huge shout out to Dallas Renegades, Landry Jones and company. They made some boneheaded plays happen. I mean, Landry threw the ball away on 4th and 4. I never stopped talking about it. They had an opportunity to try and score there to pick up the win, but he made up for it the following week, beating the Houston Roughnecks in a crazy upset fashion. I think they scored 12 points in about a 2-minute span to pick up the win. It was a great game. If you have not seen it, all these games I'm talking about, they are in the archives on our network YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen it and this is your first time watching it, please go back into the archives and watch all of it. It'll be all there for your viewing disposal, viewing pleasure. They will be up there for life. And I mean, I just had so much fun calling this, and it sucks that it's coming to an end. It's bittersweet. The Houston Roughnecks deserved champions. DC deserved to be runner-ups. Both these teams played well. But I want to give a big shout out again to the Guardians. They had a tough start to the beginning of the year. McGloin was their man, but McGloin had to get benched in order for, and there it is, a pick city, yo city, my city. That's definitely going to do it there. That is Cardell's 3rd interception of the day.
Why did I make that throw, damn it?
You can't beat yourself up, Cardell. Milton Bell, the strong safety on that one. It was a tip drill. That was a perfect pass to Figueroa. Figueroa didn't get his hands on it, and Bell picked it off. You can't be mad at that at yourself. Tough break. And as you see there, I think PJ's done for the day. With 3.5 to go, there's a quarterback, number 5. They got a lot of backups in. DC still has their starting defense in, but Houston has a lot of their backups in, and I think they're just going to run this ball and just call it a game here. So, again, big shout out to the Guardians. They switched from McGloin to Luis Perez. Perez was a huge player for the Birmingham Iron in the AAF. And I like to speak on that. The AAF was another league that was folded halfway through the season, and I've been getting requests by a lot of Redditors and XFL fans and Last Life Gaming Networks, Last Lifers.
Our jokers, weak toss. All out here, break.
To continue the AAF season. If you did not see it at halftime, this is going to be, for the time being, the last simulation game of football that we will be doing here at the network. We are going to go into full swing in June to the ASB, the Association of Simulation Basketball. It'll be a 30-team league. There will be a trailer up on our network page as well. It'll be a 30-team league of all original jerseys and cities with NBA players in it. And again, if you want to be...
This is a big one, boys. We need to stop. Hype it up. Hype it up.
If you want to be a part of the ASB, feel free to send a DM to the Instagram page. That's last_life gaming. And tell us, hey, man, I want to be a part of the next year's draft class. I want to get in on the game. And there's the 2-minute warning. Houston has it. They're probably going to punt this ball away again. That's a 54-yard field goal. That might be pretty steep for their kicker. So with 2 minutes to go, Houston has 2 minutes to spare to before they start hoisting up the XFL championship trophy. But again, I want to continue the shout-outs. Who did I mention? I mentioned the Vipers. I mentioned the Dragons. I mentioned the Renegades. I mentioned the Guardians. Huge shout-out to the St. Louis Battlehawks. They were looking promisingly, looking like they were going to be the number 1 seed for the East. But then they took about a 3-game slide. They were 4-5 at one point, and Tampa gave them a big help, winning their 4th game. And all they had to do was beat DC to make it to the playoffs in Week 10, and that's exactly what they did. They held DC to only 3 points. They picked up the 10-3 victory. Te'amu had a tough game, but their defense did enough to get to the dance, and they made it. And congrats to them to make it to the playoffs. Another team to congratulate, the LA Wildcats. At one point, the LA Wildcats were 1-3. 1-3, guys. Let's listen to that before I continue. At one point, the LA Wildcats were sitting at 1-3 at Week 4. They won their second game in Week 5, and then they went on to win 5 more games in a row for a 6-game winning streak. I don't know what Cardell was doing there, but that is the story of DC's life. That's all I'm going to say about that one. They winded up winning 6 games in a row and getting into the playoffs. They ran into Houston at home. And again, that's tough for them because
we're going with 150 Z-Drag rub. Got it? Good.
Because Josh Johnson was having an MVP-like season. He was rivaling PJ the entire year. It just sucks that the Spruce couldn't be loose in the championship game. And they were my favorites to win it all after a while. I mean, I just had to ride the wave, had to ride the momentum. But Houston took care of business in the playoffs and did their thing. So for those 6 teams, we appreciate all the effort you put in this season to play 10 fantastic games of XFL football. We want to thank all of the players that did their thing this year. We hope to see you guys on an NFL field this upcoming season once this COVID-19 nonsense is over. So back to a game. I think I covered a lot in the time. So now we're in the 4th quarter, late in the 4th quarter, minute and a half to go. They're in a empty set on 4th and 8. They're looking for a miracle here. You can't blame them there. That pass is up the middle, and he does not get enough for a first down, even though he lands in front where his knee hit and the ball was when his knee hit. That wasn't enough. I mean, Figueroa has been a good slot receiver for DC, but unfortunately, that's got to do it. I mean, you got to believe here they're going to down this ball away. They have one more timeout. DC, as a technicality, doesn't even have to call timeout, but I'm sure they will because that seems to be the MO of every single XFL team. Victory formation. This is the best formation in football if you're the winning team. If you're the losing team, it is the worst formation to see. And there's the last timeout for DC. So all Meester has to do now is down the ball 2 more times, and we have ourselves a champion. All right, I know you guys hear that song playing in the in the stadium. These guys think they're cute. They had that game queued up, I bet, about 15 minutes ago when this 4th quarter started. We the champions being played over the loudspeakers. How fitting. How fitting of a time to now call that, to put that on. Great job there by the sound team for the Houston Roughnecks and at the TD-ECU Center. Just over a minute to go in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, all they have to do is down this ball one more time. And if we're under 40 seconds on the play clock, which we will be crowning Houston as our champions.
You picked the wrong D to run the ball on. Lucy.
There it is. There is the snap. And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. We're just waiting for the official whistle as our teams are running off the field. There it is. The Houston Roughnecks win this game 38-9. They are your XFL champions. Congrats to the Roughnecks. Please enjoy this post-game show brought to you by Onslaught Multimedia, the creators of the Blast podcast. Multimedia XFL Championship Game MVP, James Butler. What a game for him. 28 attempts, 28 carries, 142 yards, and a touchdown. He also added 7 receiving yards, so he had pretty much 149 yards on the day. Great game by him. Great game to watch. I'm sad that it's over, but I'm happy that it's over. We can now focus on the ASB. 7 turnovers today. Wasn't the most perfect football game for both teams, but that just shows you both defenses came out to play. For the guys in the truck, for all the production team, my name is Bravo33. This has been the XFL Championship on the XFL. Let's try that again. This has been the XFL Championship on the Last Life Gaming Network. This is Bravo33 once again signing off. Thank you guys once again for watching. I appreciate every single one of your views and likes and comments and subscriptions. Thank you for watching. Thank you. We will see you in June when the Association of Simulation Basketball begins. Peace.